Prizes and more on NFT PowerUp's trivia platform. The space will begin shortly. While you wait, join the back-channel discussion on Discord. Join us every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time for commentary on the latest Web3 news and to win big with NFT PowerUp's trivia gaming platform, nftpowerup.io. The space will begin shortly. Please repost the space now to bring in more of our AI and Web3 friends. Welcome to the space of NFT PowerUp. Compete for blue-chip NFTs, cash prizes, and more on NFT PowerUp's trivia platform. The space will begin shortly. While you wait, join the back-channel discussion on Discord. Join us every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time for commentary on the latest Web3 news and to win big with NFT PowerUp's trivia gaming platform, nftpowerup.io. The space will begin shortly. Please repost the space now to bring in more of our AI and Web3 friends.
Hello everybody. How are you today?
GM, how are you?
GM, how's it going?
I'm good. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I was given feedback that the audio was not playing properly in this space, but we should be fine now.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and
Hear you
clear.
fine on StreamYard and on the space. The audio is not connecting. Maybe the music is not coming through as it should, but we can hear you clearly, Ayman.
Let me try again. Can you hear this?
Are you into crypto, a trivia whiz, or eager to learn while you earn?
Yes, no, maybe?
No?
Okay, never mind. Let's go into the... so the sound effects are not working. Let's go into the topics of today. Sarah, what do we have?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have Andrew joining us in a second along with our guests. But today's agenda will be broken down into 4 segments. The first segment is going to be an intro.
By the way, I have to interrupt. Sarah's not come through on the Twitter space as well.
So you cannot hear us on the Twitter space.
Oh, now it came back. Okay, now it worked.
All right.
There
perfect.
might be a cable I was supposed to connect that I did not, maybe. Let me try the music again.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. It worked.
It worked?
It worked.
All right. Jad, add to my checklist, please, of this cable. I need to connect.
Yeah.
All right. So Sarah's coming through. We can go ahead and start.
Perfect. Just to recap a little bit, today's agenda will be broken down into 4 segments. The first segment is...
I want to say hi to a bunch of people. Zuz, very good to see you. I haven't seen you on this space in a while. You and I haven't spoken. How you're doing? Apu, Lily, RJ, Sultan, Griffin, Norbert, hey, Dynamic. A lot of people here today. Thank you for coming in. Go ahead.
Let's go. We hope you enjoy, guys, this space that we prepared for today. So the first segment is going to be an intro to the space. The second segment, we're going to be targeting a bunch of Web3 news that we'll get to in a second as well. For this third segment, we have prepared a little guess the voice game for you guys. And then the last segment will be an AMA with the guests and an outro to the space. For today's guests, we're super excited to have Andrew Fort with us as a speaker and Devilfish as guests to be talking about their project and conversing a little bit with us on the topics that we chose for today. In addition to the news industry topics, we also prepared a couple of gossips that we cannot wait to spill out for you. Yeah, super exciting stuff prepared for today. We hope you guys have great insights and enjoy this space.
And we say gossip, are they project gossip or is it who's sleeping with who?
We didn't get to who's sleeping with who yet. We don't have the tea on that, but we have industry gossip. So a little business Web3 gossip that caught our eye actually. So whenever you guys are ready, we can kick off the news topic segment because that is it for the intro
Let's go.
segment.
Come on.
All right, let's move into the segment.
Are you into crypto, a trivia whiz, or eager to learn while you earn? Visit nftpowerup.io and join the community.
All right. Sarah, what do we have?
All right, beautiful, guys. So to kick off the second segment of the news topic, we're starting with My Havana, a Web3 metaverse experience and a National Coding Week launch. So what does that mean, MG? Can you tell us a little bit about what My Havana is and what they're doing as a service?
Yeah, sure thing, Sarah. Sarah, at their core, My Havana is a hair lab. Okay, so what they do is they run tests on different hair samples. What I thought was very interesting. Now we're talking about the basic business structure of My Havana before going into the AI stuff. It's a project or it's a business that's run fully by women. It's owned and operated by African American Native women. So that's a great push to have these scenes in the Web3 space. So what they've done is they have this lab where they take samples of their hair and then they test them using AI analysis. So what that means is they basically take the samples of your hair and they basically give you a diagnosis of what type of treatment your hair should get. And basically, if any damage or any possible, for example, disease that could possibly happen to your hair, they can probably detect it using
Disease? Hair disease?
I don't know, Ayman, but it sounds pretty high tech.
When was the last time you tested your hair, MG?
I never do, Ayman. If you see my face, you know there's no hair to test.
Sarah, would you test your hair?
I definitely would. I have tested my face skin before, and this is where I found out that I'm allergic to the sun and I need to have protection on my face at all times when I'm in the sun. So I think a lot of things that are damaging my hair I'm not aware of. So it would be really interesting to see what is a constant cause that is damaging my hair so I can stop it.
Okay. How did you solve the sun?
I put SPF on my face every day before I go out, even if it's at nighttime. It prevents the pollution of where we live from targeting my face, basically.
Good.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Would you test your hair, Ayman, if they told you what reasons are damaging your hair, for example?
Well, I have receding hairline, so I'm not sure there's much to test with my hair. So I don't know. Sending DNA strands to somebody via the mail is, I don't know, unusual / weird. At least for me, I think it's a guy thing.
I feel like this is me betraying my barber, and I never betray my barber, so I'm not getting into any hair AI metaverse
That's some OG
diseases
clients right
and
there.
shit.
Yup. Never betray your barber, man.
Exactly, MG. You know.
Yup. They're throwing
Yeah,
jabs, man.
there's some serious attachment there to our barbers, but okay.
So, Ayman, I have a question for you actually again. How do you see such Web3 technologies reshaping the beauty or fashion industry in terms of personalization and user experience?
When I look at businesses, when I look at businesses in Web3, I always look at what the core business is. So behind the fluff of blockchain, the metaverse, and NFT. So the core of the business, it's a hair testing lab, and they come up with recommendations for improvement. So it's an assessment, it's a PDF file, it's a consultation, whatever it is, and they would tell you that the hair needs to be changed and treated this way or so on. But at the core of it, they are a lab testing. Now they're a progressive one because they're using blockchain, NFT, they're talking about AI and the technology itself. They're marketing things well for people to hear about them and to speak about them, like we're doing now. So they're doing well from that perspective. But at the core of the business, it's a lab. It's a hair lab testing, and I'm hoping that there's enough of a market for people to enough a market for a hair lab to succeed and survive, and there's enough customers who would understand the need for this. They might say, for me, there's a need for me to test. I'm saying as a guy, I don't think I need to, but if I read enough or if they communicate well enough to me, I might send a couple of strands of hair.
I think maybe people that are leaning more towards hair loss problems in terms of men, genetic hair loss problems, or just not taking care of their hair, maybe this might come as beneficial rather than just doing it for the leisure of it.
Yes.
And
Sorry, you're saying something?
Yeah. I was just gonna add some notes about the overall appearance of the whole project. So because they market it as this AI-driven machine with the metaverse, but I'm really not taking any jabs at the business or the project. They may be even starting out. I haven't digged that deep, but it's a very basic website. Their metaverse was this basically 360 view of a lobby. Then you go into a living room where you have different videos that you watch. It's like a promotional thing. I have to give them credit. This may be their first step into the metaverse. So, but it's not this huge fancy thing with a huge budget. So I thought that that should fit in the conversation as well.
Again, I think because the core of the business is still a lab, so the other items around it are more to attract customers who would use the metaverse to come there.
Yeah.
Or they would buy, or they would want to see the report, I don't know, published in the blockchain with certain results and so on, something like this, right?
Yeah, and one more thing that highlights what they're doing is not only is it a beauty brand, but the purpose of them aligning this launch with the National Coding Week, it's more to encourage females to explore coding and to boost digital literacy actually in creative ways. So I feel like they're trying to hit two birds using one rock.
From a female perspective, Sarah, do you have friends who are coders?
Female friends?
Mm-hmm.
Actually not. I wanted to learn coding. I took a course in coding, but I never continued that course.
Because I was curious, is it all right? Because coding is different now than it was before as well, and there's an increasing number of female coders. I just wanted to see from a female's perspective if there's a certain characteristic type of a friend. That's why, if you had a friend, but you don't, who does that? So I wanted to see if she's different than, how is she different than the rest of your friends? Never mind.
Yeah, I do not have friends, but I love watching female coders throughout movies, and I feel like this will give me a push of how dedicated and driven females can also be. So yeah, it's interesting about what Maya Vanna are doing. And for the audience, we would love to hear what you guys are thinking about this innovative approach that Maya Vanna are doing. So make sure to drop your comments and we'll definitely be checking those out. Now, Ayman, I don't know if everyone is ready for the tea that we're about to spill. Should I go for it?
Go ahead. What are we talking about?
Right. We're talking about
Spill.
Suspense,
we're
man.
talking we're talking about this crypto catastrophe that happened a couple of days ago where a billionaire's wallet got drained.
I wouldn't call it a catastrophe. I saw a meme that says his net worth before was 5.2 million. Sorry, billion. My mistake. So his net
Yeah.
worth before was 5.2 billion, and his net worth after is 5.2 billion. And it was like send help. It was that type of meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna pin that in the space right away so everyone can check it out.
It's
Just
very
give me
interesting
a
how it
second.
happens, how it happened to Mark, because usually it's like this phishing link that gets sent around, and you click on this link, it then scrapes your data from your browser or whatever. But in Mark's case, he downloaded a faulty version of MetaMask that basically wiped out his whole wallet. $800,000 just gone. Poor guy. Poor guy.
But he did confirm. He did confirm that it was him, and he did confirm that he moved $2 million from one wallet to the other, and so on. So he was,
Yeah.
he's been communicative when it comes to that slide, to that side.
He was also able to log some NFTs on OpenSea. As you said, he moved like $2 million worth of USDC off of to Coinbase. So yeah, I mean, he was able to save some of his funds, but yeah, I mean, 800K, that's a pretty penny.
So, Ayman, talking about what Cuban is doing, do you think that Cuban's experience highlights the risks of the rapidly evolving Web3 ecosystem? And does it bring the question, is everyone truly safe in this space?
I feel there's a behavior of faulty links, or let's say faulty links, or bad links on the first one or two results of Google's search. So some of them are via paid ads that I'm seeing. Others they could be, they've improved their SEO to show up so early on the pages. So because the story of I Googled and then I chose this result and I moved forward, I think there's an implicit trust in the Google search results that are appearing, and more scams are happening that way, where they abuse that trust. So I think it's that, and I have a feeling it was a paid ad, because that shows up early on, and the same thing happened with a few others that we know. They had that case where they clicked on a paid ad, and that paid ad turned out to have malicious code in it. So yeah.
But what had me confused is how can someone mirror and mimic an application such as MetaMask or whatnot, and have people download a fake version of that on their devices?
Well, they had 850,000 reasons, Sarah, to do so, right? So, a whale like Cuban is $850,000 in, so they create it's a Chrome plugin, so it's not an expensive software development compared to a full mobile app and so on. So it's a plugin, and apparently they did well, and they're able to get they mimicked everything, and it's for those who want to do this and they want to do this well, they would mimic it fully.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. And do you think that other high-profile people will get scared from what happened with Cuban and run away from Web3 because that happened to a high-profile user?
I think this not only to Web3 users but non-Web3 users as well. It reinforces the narrative that Web3 is full of scammers and dirty money and unethical people and so on. So that emphasizes that stereotype for sure.
Yep,
But I
absolutely.
also think that when people get used to the market, we've been in this market for quite some time. And when you start to get used to the market, you become, at some point, the fundamentals, you might miss them. So basically, all the check marks that you used to do at one point, when you used to check, let me check the full domain of this app that I'm downloading. Let me check this and that. You might, because you get used to it, you might, miss that. So it becomes a habit, a bad habit, might so, but yeah, I mean that's a bad thing when you get used to such a market, and it has its consequences.
Do you remember when we did the interview, Web3 guy, interview where the quote was, "Assume everything in Web3 is a scam," and he stopped
Yeah.
clicking on he stopped clicking on any links. Even when we
Yep.
sent him the Zoom link, he's like, "No, I'm not going to click on that Zoom link. Give me the Zoom
Yep.
ID and a login." And from my talk with him, I started not to click on any link, anything. But then with time, I was like, and then I fell back into
Yeah.
my old habits. And I was unable to do so. So yeah,
Yeah.
I went back
His
to my old
wallet,
habits.
his wallet was drained for a lot. So yeah, he should be probably careful for the rest of his life, I think.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken with the numbers, he lost around $900K, which then brings me to what how Web3 guys said before: do not put all your eggs in one basket, and especially that many eggs in one basket. So yeah,
When you
better
talk
safe
about
than sorry.
2 billion, is it really in one basket? Like 800K, is it really in one basket? I'm pretty sure Mr. Cuban has has his portfolio a bit diverse, but still
A
800K.
bit, a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But something that I read recently as a side effect of this was you can't treat your MetaMask wallet as your bank account. It's your wallet. So you don't go into supermarket with like $10,000 in your wallet. You go with a couple $100 for the goods that you need. So you can consider that the same as your wallet, and maybe a ledger could be. I'm not going to say a bank, but be more careful. It's much more safer than MetaMask, so you can be more safe
How
having.
comfortable are you with Ledger, MG? Did you set one up? Are you
Yeah,
comfortable using it?
I have my own personal ledger. It's cold wallet. It stays mostly inactive.
I was thinking the other day, how easy would it be for a non-coiner? So if I wanted to recommend to a non-coiner to join, could Ledger be a starting point? I wasn't sure how easy that is. If I wanted to onboard somebody on this and for them to get started, because I'm thinking if it's easy, I've onboarded them correctly. So from the beginning, their wallet is a cold wallet, and they're using it, and they're buying only from within the Ledger marketplace and so on. So that was where my head is at, but I wasn't sure if that could be used, how simple that could be, because I set up mine a long time ago and I forgot the details of the onboarding to see how straightforward that is.
Yeah, you know what I think, Ayman, is that once Ledger or the other custodial apps reach a point where the onboarding does not require you to go through all 24 words and then jot them down, make sure you've written them 3, 4 times, hide them in secret places. This is the much more complex way to onboard users. If you have a more seamless way to kind of onboard them onto your wallet and then provide them with, oh, by the way, this is your secret phrase, make sure you keep that safe, no one should know this, then we might be at a different place. But from my perspective, I still think this may be somewhat wrong at this point, but I still think that through an exchange is the best way to introduce someone to the crypto asset portfolio or industry. He gets exposed to a lot of different assets. He can maybe dabble with some trading, and then once he's comfortable there, not with much money, but then he can get introduced to the MetaMask and the ledgers.
I think you're onto something there. So I'm following that logic. If I'm a non-coiner, the first thing I would do, I would join a centralized location like an exchange, a
Yeah, I'm
Binance,
used
a Kraken, a Coinbase,
to that.
and
Yeah.
then I have a username and password that I'm logging in with 2FA, and I can
Understand.
buy there, right? And I can buy there on this. The NFT part, maybe. If they have stores for the NFT part, maybe I can go ahead and buy from there.
Yeah, Binance has, Coinbase has, so it's all in the marketplace. It's all in the exchange. So once you're comfortable in the exchange with not a whole lot of money, you can then move your way onto the custodial wallets.
Okay.
Guys,
JJ, you're with us?
yeah.
Hey.
Super, Stoked.
You're on mute. I'll give you a few
JJ, you're
minutes there.
muting, so if you're speaking, we cannot hear you.
All right. So in the meantime, until JJ is up and running, is it time for our guest the voice?
Come on, let's go.
All right. So what's the mechanism Web3 guy?
Okay, so let's first, we will play the voice. And if you think you know who's in the voice, just request to speak on Twitter and we will be there to listen to you and approve your request. So let's go.
All right. So guess the voice. So what we're asking is we're asking for those who are on the Twitter space to request to speak to answer the question of who this voice is.
But
Exactly.
it was just set a bad example.
What? Because other people would ask you for
Yeah,
20,000?
every podcaster on the planet.
Okay, let's
would
just say right now on the record, no, he's not going to be giving me any money.
I can hear the girl more than I can hear the guy. We're asking about the guy, right?
About the guy.
I'll play this again.
Can we guess
But
both?
it was just set a bad example.
What? Because other people would ask you for
Yeah,
20,000?
every podcaster on the planet.
Okay, let's
would
just say right now on the record, no, he's not going to be giving me any money.
All right. We'll be giving hints if this is not clear enough. So all you have to do is request to speak. We'll bring you up, and you'll hear what's going on. And you'll be able to guess. All right, JJ, I think you've been able to unmute.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just moving at the moment. I've had my Web2 company.
So I heard something about moving, and I heard the Web2 company. So you're moving your Web2 company to, let's fill in the blanks, to the blockchain, to the metaverse, to a new office. You're rugging. I can't hear you.
We lost JJ, man.
All right, no issues. We're still going to be here. Let's do the let's move.
But that's why I'm late. Really sorry for being late, guys.
We can
Like that's what
Yeah,
JJ's saying.
we can barely hear you, man. Sarah, in the meantime, let's move on to the next topic. Maybe JJ can have time to
Yeah,
connect from.
100%. We were speaking about security, and this is the topic for our next industry news, which is, I don't know if you guys knew Mila Kunis. She had launched an NFT collection of 10,420 NFTs that were sold out. However, the Stoner Cats NFT project faced some trading restrictions on OpenSea, Blur, and Rarible after the SEC charges, claiming that they were selling unregistered securities. I really did not actually get what unregistered securities actually stands for and means when it comes to NFT projects. So, Ayman, could you please clarify a little bit what is happening with that?
So what the SEC is doing now is the role of the SEC is to regulate the financial market, to make sure that there are no bad players who are promising to take your money and based on false promises, and then they will rug, or they promise something and you don't know enough. And so they're trying to protect consumers. That's the that's one of the primary objectives of the SEC. What they're doing now is they're going after high-profile NFT projects. So they went after Tom Bilyeu's project, I think it's called Impact Theory. He settled for $6.1 million recently. They're also doing the same with Mila Kunis being an actress, being high profile, being public. So the Stoner Cats NFT is a project as well that they're going after. What this does is it does a couple of things. One is it gives the image that the SEC is trying to organize and structure the space. Whether they're doing it correctly or not, that's different, but that's the image that they're working on portraying. Second, NFT projects did not have guidelines before. The big focus was where a lot of the money was, which was exchanges. So they were going after exchanges, like they're doing with FTX and Binance and others. So now we have guidelines for NFT projects, which the NFT project did not have before, and also they're not super clear guidelines yet, but this is a step. This is a step towards that. Many of the NFT projects now are looking at, okay, am I high profile? Am I high risk? What did I promise in the past, and so on, which is always unfortunate when you come to do things later. Right, there are no guidelines, nothing, and then later on saying, oh, actually, retroactively, 2 years back, you're not allowed to do A, B, C, and D. But I didn't, there was no law, there's no clarity. Even now, there is no super clear law on this, right? So that's an unfortunate part of this. And anyways, the NFT space have not been in a very good place for a while. A lot of the money has moved to friend tech, and so this also is not a very good sign for what's happening in the NFT space. But at some point things will be clearer. It will be clearer and cleaner. That's the NFT space, and with the SEC pressure, that is a direction that it will lead to.
Ayman, I agree with basically what you said about being not so clear where the guidelines sit with respect to NFTs, because there's no rule book as of now to what NFT projects should and should not do. But based on what I could take out of the lawsuit from both Impact Theory that you mentioned and the Stoner's Cat, so the SEC is focusing mostly on how these projects are marketing themselves to the public, and based off of how they're marketing themselves to the public, they're actually being criticized, or they're getting the consequences. So, for example, for Impact Theory, their marketing efforts, basically, for example, they told the investors that the company would raise cash enough to build a company by funding. So basically, the sales of the NFTs will be used to fund the whole company. And then they said that it's almost like investing in Facebook, Disney, Call of Duty, or YouTube back in the day. So basically, you're almost priming investor sentiment. You're telling people, if you buy my NFT, it's almost like buying stocks or maybe land in New York in the 80s. So you'd expect people to rush around and buy your NFTs and expect some sort of profit, and that's what the SEC is running around NFT projects all the time.
But what's going to happen next?
I'm not sure what's going to happen next, because when they talked about Stoner Cats, a lot of the things that they highlighted is really pretty common with a lot of NFT projects. So, for example, they mentioned that the SEC alleged that they take 2.5% royalty on their NFT sales. Okay, like a lot of NFT projects take also 2.5, maybe 5, maybe 6 or 10% royalty on their NFT sales. Does that mean that all NFT projects are deemed as securities? Also, they said that the Stoner Cats, they basically they promised investors like benefits or utilities for owning the NFTs, like exclusive access to some exclusive content, or to their Discord, or their contests, or options for holders to resell their NFTs on secondary markets. So these are things that we see common in the NFT space, and it makes you wonder if a lot of projects are actually worried if the SEC is gonna maybe have the magnifying glass on them or not.
I don't know, man. I think I have to wait and see on this.
It's still not clear. Maybe they're doing that to kind of shake all the scams out of the industry. Maybe they're
I think it's only a matter of time, because over the last 2 years, MG, I've been sitting with regulators, and I asked them about NFTs, and I always see the frown on their forehead, where it's not, and the gist I get is it's not our main focus. We're going after, larger financial institutions like exchanges, because they have larger deposits. They need to be, if we want to treat them like other financial organizations, they need to have better reserves. They need to have better financial controls and KYCs and AMLs and a bunch of things. NFTs are nice and cute and far and small. That was the attitude that they had before.
Yeah.
Now I feel the approach is different, saying like, look, this is part of this space. We have to, now it's time. We have clearer regulations. We've done a lot of the media activity we want to do for the exchanges. We've done the clarifications on that, and now we're moving on to another aspect of the space, which is the NFTs.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, as you said, we'll have to wait and see what happens next.
But I'm interested to know, Ayman, your perspective on what you think drives a platform or a marketplace to halt or continue trading on specific NFTs.
Two reasons. One is protection, and the other one is doing the legal and right thing, right? So these marketplaces they trade in NFTs, not securities. So that's their positioning. So I'm only allowed and authorized to sell this type of product or this type of aspect. I'm not authorized to trade securities. That means if I trade securities as a company, that means there are certain things that I have to comply with. I need to have a specific staff for this. I need to have specific controls in place and so on, which the marketplace is not set up to do. So it's just easier for them to say, you know what, let's drop it. So that's one aspect. And the second one is from an image perspective, for them not to be a complicit where they're facilitating security transactions, although there's a question mark about the mean securities and so on.
Yep, 100% agreed, Ayman.
You know how sometimes on TV or in the media or so on. So if there's trouble with a certain celebrity, so people go two places, two extremes. Either they run to host them there on their show in order to create more buzz around them, or they drop them. They say, no, we don't want to have them as a guest. They don't represent us. We don't want to touch anything, and so on. Right. So this is one of the approaches that the marketplaces are taking.
And do you feel like this will impact these investors that already put a lot of monetary value?
Oh yeah, they wouldn't want to touch it, right? From the beginning, they think this NFT is going to make them a lot of money. They like it. They like the actress behind it, and so on. And then now, like, look, I'm sick of reading in the news about this and so on, and I'm sure it's going to draw. So I might as well save myself now at. I'll take a hit. I'll take a loss on this. So I bought it for whatever you buy it for 1 ETH, let's say $3,000 at the time. If I make $1,000, it's better than it going to zero. Let me sell it, and then many people sell it, and then it even drops further, and that's how it would work.
Ayman, when you say make $1,000, you mean lose 2,000? Is that right? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. When I say make $1,000 from the sales, like to lose $2,000, but at least. It's not going to zero, because all of us have bags, MG, that have gone to 000, right? So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try the guess the voice again before we move on somewhere else, because I don't see any speak requests on this. And for next time, let's choose a voice that has the guy's voice longer.
But it was just a bad example.
What? Because other people would ask you for 20,000?
Yeah, every podcaster on the planet.
Okay, let's just say right now on the record, no, he's not going to be giving me any money.
All right, so let's hint out at the guy. The guy is a gazillionaire. What else?
I'm not sure how.
He's not careful.
He's not careful when it comes to, let's be specific, to the wallets that they set up from the internet.
He's American, guys. He's American.
Exactly.
And I think he also used his voice for a series, because as you can tell, he has an unmatched voice. I would know his voice from miles away. So there's that, and he also went to university in Indiana.
And he invests in businesses on one of the large shows.
And he was the most recent guest on Bobby's show.
What show is that?
Oh, that's the female, by the way, Ayman. That's the woman who's talking. That's Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to guess her, not him. Okay.
Basically, yeah.
All right. What is next? How are we doing in terms of time, Web3 guy?
We still have a topic to discuss, but since the guests are not here, we can move on to the next topic.
All right, Sarah, with you, what's the next topic?
So, 90s games. Okay, so this is kind of a trip down memory lane. So I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it on the live stream, but the folks who are on Twitter, what do you want them to see?
Okay, so we'll just explain it. So for the whole
Imagine. Weren't you going to try to pin something, show something? No? Oh, yeah, that was okay.
I'll do it. Just a second.
All
In
right.
the
So
meantime,
the scenario is on the Apple App Store. They featured games only 90s kids would care about, and they had a long list of games from Super Mario to Sonic, and who else was on the list that you saw? There was a long list of different types of 90s games, and we thought it would be interesting to see what you guys played growing up, right? So from the speakers and also in the comments, or if you want to request to speak. So what did you guys play?
For sure, I spent some time playing Mario, I think, and Need for Speed. So basically, I remember those two very
On
well.
what platform did you play Need for Speed?
PCs,
Okay.
the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I think this is it. That's as far as I can remember. So I'm not very old, but it is old.
my favorite was Sim City. I'm sure
Oof.
everybody used to play Sim
Oh, of
City.
course. Yeah.
It is a great game, and I think it is still running until now, unlike Club Penguin that was shut down.
Unfortunate. Yeah, Club Penguin was a good one, Sarah. I had an account a long time ago. I don't know what happened to that penguin. Probably on an iceberg somewhere. But yeah, a Web3 guy. I also played Need for Speed a lot. Not much of those what do you call them? The character kid thingies like the Tamagotchis, or I don't know how to pronounce it even. The pets that you have to feed and you have to take care of.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, the Tamagotchi. Yeah.
Yeah, not a big fan of those. They could have died the next day, but yeah, I was just an in and out kind of person.
I've had plenty of Tamagotchis. I used to get one every couple of days because the guy that sold them was right under our house. So I would purposely let my pets die. This is going to sound so bad.
Oh wow!
I used to purposely let my pet die so I can go ahead and buy another colored Tamagotchi or a new print that was out. But one game that I used to play, and until today, I really do not know the rules of this game. I'm sure you all played it. Is Minesweeper?
Yep.
Come on. Yeah, it's a classic.
On
It's a
Windows.
Yeah, on
Yep.
Windows. Doesn't get much further than Minesweeper. Ayman, what about you? Does any game stand out to you?
So those that you mentioned, I've played all of them, including Club Penguin, although I was a little bit older at the time to play that, but I played those. I did play Need for Speed on a very old platform called 3DO at the time.
Oh, wow.
And for sure Sonic, Super Mario, Shinobi on the Sega, Street Fighter and all of its variations. And I remember there was an arcade place close to our house. My parents didn't used to let me go there because it would spoil our ethics, and people were hanging out with shady people there supposedly. Although it's what gaming was looked at the time. And of course, you'd snuck away, you'd go play there, irrelevant. You'd go ahead and play there, so on. So yeah. But now it's okay to be an esports gamer and so on.
A lot of money to be made in esports, man.
I was catching up with an old friend, and then he told me his son is going into esports. I was like, very good. So what is he doing? Is he going to be a gamer? Is he going to be a designer? Is he going to be doing marketing for them? So just can you tell me more about what he's doing? He's like, I don't know. It's just this IT stuff that you guys understand. I don't understand what it is, but he's into esports.
Oh wow!
So like, okay, never mind. We're good.
Oh, wow. He's very involved. That parent, he's very involved.
Well, I think it's because if they're far from that industry and they don't know enough about, and they grew up in an age where our parents used to tell us about gaming being, sitting close to the TV, hours on the TV, like the way we do now with our phones. It will rot your brain. It will, and it wasn't something that you would aspire to be, because there was no money in esports and gaming and so on. So yeah.
Yeah, it was basically turn off your PlayStation and go do your homework. That was the sentence, the structure. Turn off the PlayStation, go do your homework. That was basically.
Or you can't play until you do insert long list of things that will never finish, right?
Yeah, exactly. So times have changed. Times have changed.
A little bit. What is? Yes, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I just realized that today's space was powered by security and being secure in Web3, which brings us to our next gossip topic.
All right.
MG, you were saying something?
I said all right.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys know, hey, this is Leon, a Web3 influencer. And he just recently posted a video that I'm going to pin right now, where he discusses his findings about one NFT project that is using some shady marketing practices to sell out what they are doing. Ayman, this approach and what this project did, I'm not going to name what this project did, but apparently they were sweeping their collection as a whole from mint and then reselling that on secondary marketplaces in order to increase their profits. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
Web3
that's it.
guy.
It's called the wash trading technique.
So, Ayman, what are your thoughts on that, and what does it mean for a project to do this on a bigger market scale?
Web3 guy, do you want to talk more about the wash trading and so on? Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, so basically, as I understood, what they did, and not for one collection, it's two collections. The founder has two collections. He did the same for both. So he owns a bunch of wallets, basically a lot of wallets. He swept the whole collection on mint. So he created hype. So he sold the 6,000 NFT collection in under 60 minutes. And each NFT costed like $250. So that's a huge for this market. The pre-bull market, right? Yeah, the pre-bull. I don't like to call it bear market. So basically, yeah.
The denial is alive and well here. Good.
So he swept the full collection. He hyped up the space. He had the golden badge on Twitter. So everyone was hyped up. They started buying on secondary, buying on secondary. What this did was accumulated some volume. And that's how the founder retook or regained the money he swept his own collection with.
MG, I've seen that behavior where founders buy a certain percentage of the NFTs, especially when it's close to being sold out. So they'd buy 10 to 15, 20, 30%, whatever is left, in order to reach a sold out state. But buying it all in full from day one, I don't know. That's different.
It's a pretty unusual technique and takes a lot of guts and patience from the project or scammer's perspective, because you're building fake hype and then you're basically expecting people to repurchase your NFTs on secondary for you to make this huge sums of money through royalties. So I'm not sure how high the royalties were. 10%. I mean, 10%. You'd have to make 100 times more sales than you bought your NFTs for. I mean, that's pretty insane to think about. But they apparently did that. And yeah, I think it's a bad example for the whole market, because it shows dishonesty, to be honest, in such a tough time in the market. So I'm sorry, Web3 guy, in such a pleasant time in the pre-bull market. But yeah, I mean, we hope that such actors, we see less and less of them.
We'll see. This emphasizes the discussion about the stereotype of Web3 being filled with scammers and unethical people.
Yeah.
JJ,
Come on.
you back with us? Nicely and connected, no longer on the road.
Yeah, I pulled over. We've had a shock attack in our Web2 company. That's what I was saying. I was moving. I was driving. I'm in the middle of nowhere, you see. So,
Okay, what were you doing with the Web2 company? I didn't get that.
well, it's just our Web2 family construction company. So that's I had to go sort something out. It's 3 p.m. over here in England. So we've had a.
I'm pretty sure, by the way, that the family in the construction company, they don't refer to it as a Web2 company. This is our perspective of how we see the world, Web3 or Web2. For them, like, we're a business who builds stuff.
Yeah, we're just a normal company, not what you know what I mean. But yeah, but us on here, it's my Web2 company. But yeah, we had a shocker. So sorry about being late, guys. I really like this.
No issues. We were talking about Mark Cuban being rugged, Mila Kunis, SEC going after them, a couple of other topics as well. Oh yes, how a Web2 concept of a hair testing lab, how they're adding a Web3 layer to it as well, right? So that was a rough aspect of this, and you should be able to know this voice.
But it was just a bad example.
What? Because other people would ask you for 20,000?
Yeah, every podcaster on the planet.
Okay, let's just say right now on the record, no, he's not going to be giving me any money.
Were you able to guess the guy or the girl?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It was short. This was Mark Cuban, and next time we'll have a longer clip of him.
But
I was going to say it sounds
it was
a bit
just
like
a
Donald
bad
Trump,
example.
What? Because other people would ask you for 20,000?
Yeah, every podcaster on the planet.
Okay, let's just say right now on the record, no, he's not going to be giving me any money.
So yes, JJ, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. It's good to be here. Cheers for inviting us on, guys.
No, of course, we're happy to have you here with us. I know we're towards the end, but we'd love to have you with us again on another segment. But update us. What have you been working on? What's good? What's going on? That's good with you.
Yeah, well, just to touch on that. So that'd be great if we could get on another time and actually get a full session on. Because yeah, that'd be good. But so you basically want to just an overview on the project? Is that what you're asking for, basically?
Just how have you been in your personal life, or in your Web3 life, or your Web2 life? Whatever you want to talk about.
Well, probably Web3 to be fair, 'cause it's more exciting. The Web2 is a bit of a drag, but yeah.
Yes. We're all living in the world of denial. Did you know that we're in the pre-bull market? That's how Web3 guys referring to it today. It's not a bear market. It's a pre-bull market. So we're in a denial phase. So if you want to talk about Web3 being the most exciting thing that's happening in your daily life, let's go.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely is way more exciting than my Web2 businesses. Yeah, so I mean, what I'm doing at the moment, I'm obviously founder of Devilfish. We're I guess at the moment we're just trying to build. Really, we're trying to make an exciting poker platform for our community and for everyone, and we're also building Discord poker bot. So I guess that's basically our main focus. Like, we spent weeks on it. It's taken a while. The Discord poker bot is very difficult to build, but when I say it's more exciting, it's just it just is way more. Like, we do our weekly spaces, we get to interact with people. I've met so many people. So yeah, Web3 is definitely the one, not Web2.
When you say you're building you said a Discord poker bot, right?
Yeah. So basically,
isn't that a busy space already?
For what? For poker itself?
Yeah.
Like just
for poker and a Discord bot.
Channel. Yeah. Well, I've seen Discord bots out there, obviously, but from what I've seen one project who've got a sort of blackjack / poker sort of style of bot, but it's a lot different to ours. Like, ours is literally like you jump in a lobby and you basically start playing poker. Like, so you have a host, and then you can get 10 people in there, and you just basically play a hand, and you get a set of hand, start playing poker.
Okay, so it's a full poker game, which I understand, because I'm seeing a lot of poker nights approaches in Discord, which is a common community engagement activity. So you're there to fill that gap, correct?
Yeah, well, there's loads of people. There's a few platforms out there yeah, when you say Discord bot, there's a project called Poker Now who have a sort of spin-off, but it's nothing like what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it like a full experience. You can just jump in Discord with your mates or whoever in your community, have a leaderboard, and you go, all right, let's play poker. You jump in, you get dealt your hand. So like, it is literally like playing actual poker in a Discord channel.
and you'll be monetizing that, right? So per user per month or something.
Well, to start with, we're just trying to build the brand awareness, really. Like everything we do in our project, we've been giving out for free. Like we do weekly tournaments, we give out cash prizes. So for us, it's about providing value first, and then obviously later down the line, say we had 1,000 discords, you know, we'd have the ability to monetize it potentially, yeah. If that makes sense, to make the project more sustainable for the future, we'd obviously do that. But to start with, it's just about getting Devilfish's name out there and providing a good product, because the aim would be to get every discord using our poker bot.
Okay. Have you been keeping an eye on what the SEC is doing with the NFT projects?
What do you mean in general in the NFT space?
With they find impact theory, Tom use impact theory. They did that with Mila Kunis, so they're going after high-profile NFT projects and finding them for claiming to be securities. So that's a recent activity by the SEC.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially for our side of things, we're focusing on poker, but it comes under gambling if we're building a poker platform. We have to be so careful on all those sort of restrictions, like SEC and the gambling authorities. Like, so we're really playing it safe. We're not looking at trying to do a paid platform at the moment. We're really just trying to build at the moment. So, but yeah, we've got a lawyer on board. It's very treacherous waters, really.
Would you still need a gambling license if you're a product? Because you're a tech product, right? So you're not actually are you transacting the money at the end in it? You're not. It's a tech offering, at least in the initial version.
So for a Discord bot, we won't need one. And if we build a poker platform, if you give out cash prizes for free, you don't need a gambling license. But it's when you start taking a cut and you're taking buy-ins, you're taking a rake, that's when you have to have a license. That's where it gets very you have to do AML stuff, that sort of thing.
Yes. All right. It's great to have you join us, man. We haven't spoken in a while, and we look forward to having you with us again. That brings us to our last segment of today, the trivia announcement. Moving on to the last segment.
Yep.
Win big with NFT PowerUp's trivia gaming platform, nftpowerup.io.
So who has the trivia winner information?
The
As
one and
always.
only.
Okay, so just so everyone can know, we're announcing the winners of Shaq's trivia campaign that we launched last week. So should we announce them now?
Let's go.
Let's go. So in third place, I'm gonna start from third to first.
Nice.
In third place and winning a whitelist spot is Victor Crypto Sal. So Victor, if you're here in the audience with us, all you have to do is, I think you already joined our Discord, open a ticket, share.
MG.
Yes. Okay, so Victor, all you have to do is open our Discord, open a ticket, and we will take care of your whitelist. So in second place, and the reward is 50 USDT and the whitelist spot.
Drum roll,
Drum
please.
Wow. Okay. So in second place, $50 whitelist spot is at SSL Ali. So we will tag you after the space. And the first one, the rank one, the one and the only, just Mr. Simple. So congratulations, $100 and the whitelist spot. Okay, that's I always get. Okay, and guys,
Yara, if you're with us, I want us to record MG's pew, 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 and that will be one of the official sound effects we'll be using.
we should use it as a sound effect.
100%.
Yeah. So, guys, as you can see, pinned to the Twitter space is our upcoming trivia campaign about Web3's geography. So it's called Locate Web3, and there is some huge, amazing rewards. The first place will get 200 USDT. The second one will get 100, and the third one will get 50 USDT, and all of them will win a whitelist spot with NFT PowerUp. So
Let's go.
all you have to do, press on the link in the tweet, follow the requirement, and compete to win.
Let's go,
Very
guys.
nice, very nice, very nice, very nice.
And bigger prizes, more exciting this week. Let's see who can get it all in the best time. Come on, guys. All you have to do is follow the link in the tweet. Let's go.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you everybody for being with us today and listening through. It was very good to see everybody here, and we look forward to seeing you every Thursday. We have a pinned tweet about the next week's topic. So we launched the trivia, and next and our Twitter space is happening again next Thursday as well, same time, and we look forward to having you there with us. Thank you everybody for joining us here today, and we look forward to seeing
Join us
you
again
with
next
us
Thursday at
next
9:30
week.
a.m. Eastern Time. We hope you have enjoyed.